They going to approach this receiver position now without Brandon Ayuk at that all important X receiver spot? I think that Jawan Jennings is a legitimate candidate to play the X. Typically, they want a little bit more speed out of that position, but he's such a good separator. We saw it against the Rams. I mean, we've seen it through his whole career. There was a time, too, it shocked a lot of people, Tim, a couple years ago when Shanahan was asked who the best separator is on the team. Everybody thought he'd say Brandon Ayuk, and he said Jawan Jennings. Speed does not necessarily correlate with separation ability as far as straight line speed. It's body movement. It's just the technical mastery of what's going on. So I think that Jennings might be ready to graduate to that X spot. Debo Samuel's his own guy. Debo Samuel's a bulldozer. He's a special weapon. He gives the 49ers a change of pace. But if you're looking just at pure receiving skill set, it might be Jawan Jennings who moves into that position if the 49ers don't make a trade for a pure X. Now, Chris Conley's a pure X, but he's more of a depth piece. Maybe this week, as the 49ers are just trying to recover from the shock of losing Aiyuk and potentially losing Debo Samuel. He was still in the hospital, I know, last night, pneumonia. But maybe this week they do just move Conley up into that X spot, and Jawan Jennings has to play the Z if Debo Samuel's unable to go. But it's going to be really interesting to see where those rookies, right, Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, are able to make an imprint, because they're there's a reason why they paid Brandon Aiyuk all that money. That's a really, really important position to ensure that not just the X produces, but so everybody else has the appropriate space to work with in a timing offense. And right now, there is a lot of uncertainty. There is talent there to potentially fill some of these roles, but I don't know exactly how it's going to fall. And I don't think Kyle Shanahan does either. It's really a time, and George Kittle said it best. He said football's a land of opportunity. They're going to see who steps up, and if they feel that they're going to be a little bit shorthanded anyway, even with the guys in the room, that's where a move for somebody like DeAndre Hopkins might happen. I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted out of Tennessee. I think they're 1-5 at this point.
Yeah, and familiar front offices, but I think it just now if Debo can make it back for Sunday or into the future, he's going to be there. I think it makes sense. Jennings as the X, Debo is the other one, and then the rookies give him a shot as the third receiver. I think Pearsall was drafted with the idea that he could play early in the slot, and Jacob Cowing looks like a slot, not a typical Shanahan slot, but a typical NFL slot. You can move within the numbers and maybe break one tackle and get a 50-yard gain. We saw him get open on the deep one on Sunday. We'll see. I think they want to see what those guys can do.